Bluetooth, over.
Oh, okay, roger that. Well, I got home and turned on the rig and preamp. Your preamp was still on the tower. Looked at the noise figure. Looked at what happened here, what my ears could see, and if I had any movement on my meter here. Went outside, swapped to my preamp, came in, turned it on. I was, maybe an S unit better, a little bit more noise, a little more gain, we'll call it. So, okay, let it sit. I get on the moon tonight, and I got to tell you, thank you, sir. We nailed it. This preamp is working beautifully. And so I've worked several guys, and I'm hearing just about everybody. And at this point right now, I can't say I really missed the other two antennas.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I hear you. And it may be that you've got a shorter feed line, same preamp, but the difference is 3 dB, Frank, and it would take a long time before you would see it. 2 antennas works. The only problem is you have to wait longer before you can get away from the ground noise.
Yeah, exactly right. And, well, it's still off the moon, 3 dB. It can be the difference in working a guy and not working him, and especially when it comes to working those single antenna guys running 300 watts and whatnot. But, yeah, so I'm very tickled. I'm just sitting here, kind of giggling and like a kid at Christmas that I now really feel that I am back up on 2-meter EME now to get this 6-meter knocked out. And then, on to the getting the next tower up so I can separate them and get 4 antennas on each and whatnot. But no, thank you so very much. And when I bring your preamp back, if you like, since it's fresh in our brain and we know what we're doing for the moment, we can throw both of yours on there and take a look at them real quick and just see how they look, over.
Yeah, Roger, we can do that. It's not a serious problem. We looked at one of them today, remember? We looked at one, and it was fine.
Oh, yeah, that's correct. We did look at that one. So if we want, we can look at this one again and just make sure it's copacetic. And I can't imagine what was going on with mine, except for, it was wacko. And, of course, we looked at it wrong, so we don't know how wacko it was. But it might just have been that those spooky filters, and when I was screwing around with it there, I got it reseated good and working again, over.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad that worked out fine. I had a little problem here. Apparently when I'm JT mode, not sure what happens here. You had left this radio in JT mode, so and the computer was on, and it was in the on and running mode. So I came in the shack and I turned everything on, and I was ready to transmit hello test into the mic, and I have no output. And I'm fiddling with it. And I thought, well, that's weird. I fiddled with it quite a bit. I got no sideband at all. I checked the sideband position. It was in the USB. I switched it. I did all kinds of stuff. Couldn't figure out what was wrong. I couldn't get any output at all. I switched over to CW, keyed it up, 1,500 watts. Went down to FM, keyed it up, 1,500 watts. Nothing in sideband. So it has to do with the fact that we're using the mic circuit in something, and Ken went through a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, and anyway, we somehow left it in quasi-digital mode, although it didn't read USB-D, and I didn't know how to change it back. Well, anyway, I finally got Matt in here. Matt said, we fought it. We called you. We couldn't get any answer. And so I called Ken, and Ken walked us through it, and we couldn't find it. So what we did is we just went back and reset the whole the whole radio, because it was he had programmed it. The last time he fixed it and brought it back up here was like late August, and so it was. We just went back to that program setting and went back and rebooted the whole thing up as if it was a fresh change, and then it came back to life. And then I didn't have very much audio, and I couldn't figure out why when it comes back up in that mode, you don't have any compression. So I could whistle it to 1500 odd, but I was talking, I couldn't get it to go about 110, 120 watts on talk power. Everybody says, we hear you loud when you whistle, but we can hardly hear you when you're talking. So I fought this thing for half an hour. Finally, at the end of the net, we realized that somewhere along the line, probably when you reboot it, it sets it back to a point where you do not have the compression on. I ran the control. The control shows that you've got it on, and it runs up and down, but it doesn't do anything. And actually, you have to push on that little display where the slide readout is on the compression, and on the mic, and then the power. If you push on the one that says compression, it turns the compression on. If you push on a touch screen again, it turns it off, and apparently it was turned off all this time. Long story short, it's working okay now. Over.
Okay, good. Oh, whoops. Sorry, lost control of my foot switch there. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what I did, although I poked sticks at a lot of things. But I think the best thing at this point now is we know that I've got everything talking to each other the way it needs to, and I don't see any reason why you should have to switch any modes or anything else. It should do either or. And so next time you get Ken over there, you might just have him run through it real quick and make sure that, because I mean, I don't have to do anything with either one of my radios. I use the 7600 for FT8 and whatnot on HF, and I'm going to use it for 6 meters EME, the 847, and I can pick up the mic on either one and talk, or when I go into digital, I just do it. There's no changing anything in menus or modes or anything like that, because it's all upper sideband regardless of the frequency. So I don't know. But anyway, that would probably be a good thought, is since Ken knows that radio so much better than me, and in my screwing around, I obviously must have turned something off or on that I shouldn't have. And while I thought I had it working, we never did go back and test it with a microphone, so I apologize, sir. K6MYC, W6BBM.
Okay, well, between Ken and Jim Klitzing, PQL, he has one also. And after the net was over, we were talking about it, and they both do the same thing. They both have the same problem with their 9700s. So it's inherent in this radio. Your 847 is too old to have this problem. This thing does go into some kind of a weird digital mode, and even though it doesn't read USB-D, it goes into some funky situation, and they both said they had the same problem, and they have to, in order to go back and forth fluently between regular use and then into JT, they put the regular use frequencies in the memory, and there's a memory button and a VFO button over there on the side, and I don't know how to program it. Neither one of them could tell me how to program the frequencies in, but I could probably stumble through that and figure it out. But Ken will probably be able to do it when he gets up here. But anyway, what they do is they program it into the mode when it's in the VFO. It works beautifully with the JT program, but they got no mic. And then they go to memory mode, the frequency that they want, 144, 240, or wherever the Bozo frequency is, or 140. And they go to the memory mode, and it comes out of that, and the mic and everything works normally. Go figure.
Yep. Well, that's one thing about ICOM, is they did things differently in several aspects along the way. And the only reason I have this ICOM that I do is because it was, almost a brand new radio, had like 7 weeks use, and was less than half price for a new one. And the guy needed the money, and I had it sitting in the bank. It was down payment money we were saving, but I took advantage of the opportunity. Otherwise, had I been moving in here with no HF rig, I would have been after exactly what's sitting on your bench. That, what am I hearing here? Wow, I'm hearing something weird in the background. I wonder if it's my wife messing with me. Anyways, yeah, I like that DX101. I like that a lot. But my 7600 works just fine. And now with this preamp, the preamp has done a couple of things too. It seems to have solved the volume knob problem with having the volume turned down, just that much more gain passing through it. That doesn't seem to get scratchy on me anymore. And, like at this point, I would say at least 50-60% of the birdies I was picking up in the shack, I guess, are now being overpowered by the 144 megahertz signal coming down the feed line. And so my birdies have cleared up on my screen a lot. So all in all, very successful in all that. K6MYC, W6BBM.
Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad of that. It sounds like it's really starting to come together for you over there on the system. But anyway, we'll have to sort out. I'll have to sort out the last few details in this. But I was so frustrated because it took me 20 minutes to get on the net, and people were saying, "Where's Mike? Where's Mike?" And I could hear everybody. And I couldn't answer. I couldn't get 1 watt out of the thing, except going to FM, and then I knew nobody would understand what I was doing if I went to FM. So I finally heard Rob say, "Listen, I'm going to call Mike, see where he is. He must have forgotten the net or something." So Rob calls me, and I told him what was going on. And then Ken came on, and we started to sort out the problem. And at this point in time, I had Matt in here because I can't see the radio. I can't read any of the menus or any of that crap. So we finally solved it, but I was 15 or 20 minutes late before he got on the air. And, that drives me nuts. And then the mic gain wasn't right. I had a hell of a night. Anyway, it's all solved now, and all better. All better. So I'm glad yours is fixed and mine is 90% of the way. And what I'll try to do just tomorrow, just to see if I can run through the motions, I'll go on and turn it on and see if I can go into the JT mode and make it work and make it transmit, and then turn it all off once that all works normal. Turn it off. I'll just set it up and call CQ a couple of sequences and see if everything's doing its thing. And then I'll turn it off and see if the radio is stuck in this mode again. And so we'll see. I may try to program a memory position, and I have right now. It's working the way it is. So if I can program 144.240 into one of those memory slots, then I can always go back and I'll have my gain again. That kind of crap just drives me nuts. That's the radio. I just keep hoping that nobody will ever do it. Every time the Japanese guys build a new radio, they make it more and more complex, and they put more crap in it. What I need on a radio is the same thing you need. You need mic gain, RF gain, a good noise blanker, and maybe an attenuator or a preamp in it, but that's it. That's it. You don't need anything else for all of the stuff that you and I do, over.
Well, that is correct, but that's part of what they're doing, though, is they're trying to steal the market from guys like Rig Blaster and Signal Link and all those guys by making the radios do it for you. You can now plug a keyboard into your radio, and you can sit and send and receive digital on your radio without ever touching your computer. And, we're still tied to our computers, but we're doing a lot more sophisticated nonsense than just running a straight radio or something. And so, but I agree with you. There's, some of the stuff that, some of the deep menu features and whatnot are kind of nice to have. But you get to a point after 10 or 15 of those, you've kind of knocked out of the park what most normal people are going to want. And the whole bunch of other stuff is just so I can say, hey, Mike, mine has more knobs on it than yours does. I have 147 menus. You only have 132. My radio must be better. It works better because I have more menus. One of the big key things for me is what's it sound like when I'm sitting in front of the speaker listening to it. That's important to me. And as long as I got a good audio signal and it's got a little bit of punch to it so I can get through pileups and noise, I'm happy. And on that note, Mike, I need to go in and say hi to Jen. She's already in there for sure, and I don't want to be rude. And, the other thing, on your memories. I could even do it tomorrow if you like. I could run down there. We could program memories in for you, especially after your test if it doesn't work. So we can fix that up in no time. That would be easy for me to do because that isn't really screwing around with all those menus and the weird modes that thing has. K6MYC, W6BBS.
W6BBS, K6MYC. Okay. One of the things we forgot to do, remember when Matt called, he said, get me the information on the pump, and then you and I forgot to do that. So maybe we can kill two birds with one stone by maybe come down here sometime tomorrow, and we can give Matt a call, and you can tell him. And there seemed to be a place that I bought. So I think I bought the pump there. If you know where Shaw is, and the Costco that's down by the plant, there's a little industrial complex on the other side of the street, on the south side. And somewhere in there, I went down. There's a street that goes down, and it kind of either dead ends or just goes and turns left only. And right at the end of that street, there's a place that sells all this kind of pump crap. Do you know what the name of that is?
Well, I could be wrong, but I think I sent you to Western Hydro once. And I'll tell you what I'm thinking, Mike. Why don't I come by there? We'll take a picture of the pump, and we'll drive down to Western Hydro. There's them. There's Fresno Pump and Supply, which is down by the Van Ness Arch. You know what I'm talking about? Welcome to Fresno or whatever it is. And worst case scenario, we go out to Grundfos. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can go to Grundfos. It's a Grundfos pump. But I think what I did is I bought it at Western Hydro. And then they sent me over there because I couldn't get it directly from as a walk-in, single customer without a company name or anything. I couldn't go to Grundfos, but they ordered the pump. I went over there and picked it up at Grundfos. That's how it worked. I think that's what happened. But I think it was Western Hydro. You know where they are on that street south of the Costco there?
Honestly, Mike, the last time I probably thought about, looked at, or anything information on that was when we would have talked about it. And that pump's been here, 10, 15 years. So, no, but it's real easy to look up. And I can actually look them up, give them a call, make sure they're still doing business and where they're at, and pick you up. We go down there, we get a pump, and we go put it in. Over.
Yeah, whether you get it in today or not, but the point is, I'm just worried. I got the gut feeling that this thing is on its last legs, and it's leaking like a sieve up there at that front seal. And that's just not going to continue very much longer before something just completely comes apart at the seams. So, one of the things we can't afford to be is down for 3 or 4 or 5 days while we're waiting for something to happen here, or somebody come up and fix something. So, I got to have it ready. Either we put it in tomorrow or we put it in over the weekend or something, but I got to have it ready so that the moment this son of a bitch fails, we can fix it.
All right, what time do you want me to pick you up tomorrow?
Well, anytime after 9 is fine.
Okay, I'll give you a call when I'm on the way, and we'll just get this done. Okay. And I got to run. K6MYC, catch you tomorrow, W6BBM.
Do you have some other things to do in Fresno?
Yeah, take you to a pump place.
Oh, I know, but I don't want to drive you all the way down there for that. Well, God almighty.
Oh, no, don't worry about it, Mike. It gives us a chance to, shoot the breeze, shall we say.
Okay. By the way, Carrie, the gal that runs our machine shop, her significant other, she's a gay lady. She's the guy in the gay lady relationship. But anyway, her significant other's got COVID, so she's out. So our machine shop is virtually at a standstill. Matt is just fit to be tied. Over.
Oh, man. Well, you can pass on to him that, if he needs some temporary help or something, I'm willing to help you guys out. You guys are good friends to me, so, but, either or, doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, we'll work on that. I think Matt's doing the best he can. And it is nothing related to you. It's just a matter of how he's going to handle what he's got to do. He's trying to look for people that are more permanent in the sense of getting the guy. He's got to have a guy in there that can run the boom driller and all that kind of stuff, because the guy that's in there now has got to have his knee operated on, and he's going to be out for 7 to 8 weeks apparently with healing up on the attic cruise ship. I don't think he'll be out that long, because you don't take that long to heal, but the doctor may give him a pass to be out that long, and then he will be. You know how everybody is today. They don't want to go back to work until they absolutely have to. Anyway, we can talk about it. We're only a few minutes, 5 or 6 minutes from the plant if we go to Western Hydro. And it's on the way to Grundfos anyway. If we end up going over to Grundfos to pick this pump up, we can swing into the plant. Just see how things are going just for a few minutes and then get on over the other way. All right, I appreciate your help. I sorry I have to trouble you with this, but the pump is so crucial to this place. I just can't be without pressure and water for very long here. It's more crucial than refrigeration, actually. Good night. Go say hi to Jen. See ya. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Give me a call when you're on the road. K6MYC by for W6BBM.
See you in the morning. W6BBM.
Bye-bye. Yeah, do I hear somebody in South Africa? Any South African and the ZS station still here? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. I'm pointed wrong. Let me point the antenna back towards South Africa here. Hang on. Yeah, I'm hearing a small voice in there, but I can't copy anything. Let me just bring the antenna back to the east. I'll bring the antenna back east, and then maybe we'll hear you. I can hear your voice, but I can't get a single thing out of it. We don't have any static crashes tonight. It's just no signal here. Okay, now try it again. Whoever it was, QRZ, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, over. Yeah. Well, that's funny, because I thought I found a clear frequency here that it wasn't being bothered by the Cuban thing, but it's bothering me. I heard you say Mikey, so I know it's a South African. Give me the call again. I didn't recognize the voice. Give me the call 2 or 3 times, and then we'll see if we can get you tuned in. We may have to move frequency a little bit here, over. Okay, I think it's Mike, ZS1RJQ, but it's so barfed up on the frequency, I'm going to have to move. Just stand by, and I'll come back. We're probably going to go down 3 or 4 kilohertz, maybe 139. So if I don't get back here quickly, look for me on 139, over.